Today, I have come to the realization of why I didn't like a certain person, and why I liked a certain person. So, without saying names, I'm going to try to explain this. You know what? I don't care. Okay. I'm not going to say names though. Okay, so I am in this service, and when I first started, I had two staffs. And one of them, I hit it off with them right away. Their sense of humor and mine were similar. They just accepted me as me. Okay? The other one, I was having and you're supposed to touch, you're supposed to trust your intuition. Well, I was having very strong, not good vibe energies from her. She seemed nice and stuff, but the energy just wasn't there. Anyway, so I sent an email to the people asking if I could just only see one staff, and I prefer to see the staff that understood me, basically, the one that we hit it off, and they were fine with that, right? Well, the staff I had, something happened to her, and she had to go to the hospital, and I'm not gonna cry. She had to go to the hospital, and it's been a good 2 months, maybe. Yeah, because she was in the hospital 2 months. So it's been a good about 2.5, maybe 3 months, that she's been in and out of the hospital. She was in the hospital for 2 months straight, nonstop. But total would be about 2.5 to 3 months. She's still in the hospital at this moment as well, and she won't be coming back. And then I had to, since this was like last minute of emergency type of thing, the staff that gave me the very nasty energy vibes then became my staff. And it's not permanent or anything, but it probably is going to end up being permanent. But it just doesn't feel the same without the other staff. And today, okay, so there's 3 things here. So when I first started, and the staff that gave me the bad energies, I heard a story about them getting in trouble. And I was, like, okay, that's why I got bad energy. I knew, my intuition knew. I knew this person wasn't, I'm not going to say horrible, but I just knew that something was wrong. Something was off, right? So now that I'm seeing this, now that this staff is taken over, they got in trouble again for a different reason. And I was just like, in my head, when they were telling me this, in my head I was going, I knew it. Like, I called it. But I didn't say that to them, because I have no confidence into, like, saying exactly how I feel if it's going to make someone feel bad. You know what I mean? And they keep bringing it up, like, I'm sorry, you're stuck with me, because I said I wanted the other staff over this staff. And, like, yeah, I feel bad, but, like, I'm trying to not absolve those icky energies. Okay, well, when I had the other staff, the one that we got along, there was I'm not really an innocent or whatever, but there was this time where I was doing crafts with this other person, and I asked if I could play music, and my staff said that was fine, and some of the songs had swearing. Well, the person I was with that was also doing crafts, they kind of exploded, and they're like, "This is inappropriate. You shouldn't listen to that music," and stuff like that. Well, that staff spoke up for me and said, "Hey, it's just us in here. It's not a big deal. Everyone likes different type of music, and she's an adult." And in that moment, I didn't realize how much of an impact that was on me, because I was accepted. I didn't have to change myself because someone else was uncomfortable with the situation. And it was explained to that person that not everyone likes the same type of music, not everyone, it was the first time I felt really, really accepted. And I didn't realize how much it impacted me until later today, after seeing her at the hospital. And thinking about the situation that happened earlier at the place with that same person. And so when I was in the hospital and I was saying the goodbyes and stuff, my mom was with, so I was like, it was uncomfortable to start crying. I wanted to say all kinds of things to the staff, but my mom was in the room with, and I just felt very uncomfortable and awkward to say all the stuff. I did say a little bit, but I wanted to say so much more. Last night, I talked to the person while I was here in my place, just out loud, as they were here with me, and I told them to hold on because I need to come say my goodbyes. If you really need to go though before I get there, that's fine, I understand. But I told them how much they meant to me, and I didn't even know this person for a whole year, and she had a huge impact on me. And that incident with that person and what she said to them, it was the first person to stood up to her as well, to this person. My staff was the first person that I've saw stood up to this person and not let this person get their way, because they get their way all the time because they have a fit if they don't. And so it left a huge impact on me. And then today, me and two other people, we were talking about paranormal things and hauntings and things like that. Well, this person was eavesdropping, and they got pissed off because it went against their views, so they went and told one of the staffs, and that staff had to leave. So yeah, and it wasn't like a big deal either. We weren't even talking to this person. I didn't even know they were eavesdropping at first anyways either. But so the other staff left, and so then another staff was asking a question, and I said something, I said they were asking whose plate this was or whatever, and I said it was blah blah blah's plate, and that person blew up and was like, I already said that. She looked right at me, and I was like, I did not look at you. I was like, I didn't even look at you. What? I literally said that back because I was like, I didn't even freaking, yeah. And so, in that moment, I knew something was up. I was like, because like, when we were talking, I did see her look at us, but we weren't talking with her. Anyways, so then she gets up again, and she goes and tells another staff, which is the one that's now my staff, the one that gives me bad energy vibes. And I could hear the staff say, we know. You already told us. And then she explodes, and she's like, well, you guys aren't doing anything about it. I said this 3 times. And I was just like, whoa. And the 2 people I was talking to, one of them is kind of like at my level, and she looked over at me too, and like we like read each other's minds basically. And that other person goes and sits back down, and so then my staff comes and says, Jess, come walk with me. And I knew instantly, and I was like smiling because I was like, I know where this is going. And so the staff told me basically, like, don't talk about that stuff when that person's around. That person eavesdrops and listens to people, and they don't understand. Basically the same incident that happened with my first staff, my original staff, the one that stood up for me, the one that basically said we all like different types of music, she's an adult. Well, this staff basically told me I had to not talk about those things, and I was like, we weren't even talking to her. We were talking, us 3, blah 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 was talking, and she goes, yeah, I know, she eavesdrops. And I was like, yeah, I've heard that. That's why everyone doesn't like her. Now I see it. And yeah. And so basically, anyways, I'm having double thoughts of being at this place now that staff is gone. I really don't want to get stuck with this staff. Especially, like, this isn't the first, like, she's gotten in trouble twice now over big deal things. And the one thing that she got in trouble for before I came here, I'm an idiot because she did the same thing with me, and then I told her, and I didn't want to tell her, but I did it in an impulse, because it was like an impulse of just saying, and I was like, oh, why did I say that, type of thing. So, and I'm not gonna go and like freaking tattletale on this staff either, like, especially now when I said I wanted the other staff over this staff, and it's constantly brought up. So obviously I can't go and be like, like, tell on the staff for what they did. Like, I'm feeling like I don't want to go to this place anymore. And I'm also feeling like I want to quit ARMS. Just not feeling... We have great talks. I'm just not feeling her anymore either. Or my case manager. I'm not feeling her either anymore. And I'm getting a new case manager in July. But till then, I don't know, just things are different with her, and the energy is just, I don't know what is going on with, I said I wasn't gonna cry. What is going on with everybody and their energies lately? Like, is it just me, or like, is everybody else noticing that people energies are just nasty? Like, let's see, main people in my life, like people I see almost every day, okay? I'm not gonna count people that I see once in a while, or family members I see once in a while. I'm gonna count people that I see every day. There is doot, 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 doot. Oh, doot, doot. Is that 7? There's 7 people. Oh, wait. 8, 9, 10. Holy poly pacholy catoli. There's 10 people that I see almost every day where their energies are so gross. Like, their energy, I don't like it. Like, and there is some people that I see almost every day that are on the same level as me too. Like, they've mentioned about certain people's energies too. But like, oh wait, no, there's 11. There's 11. There's 12. 12. 13. Oh my god, it's just gonna keep going up. It's just 14. Oh. It's just gonna keep going up. Is it because of the earth shifting? Like, is it because we raised? Is it because I'm in a different timeline than like everybody? Like, what is it like about everyone's energies? Like, they're just so gross. They're just nasty. Like, I don't know what it is. Oh, I just thought of another person, but I don't see this person every day. I see this person very rare. And they're not a family member. But yeah, people's energies are just so, and I'm not high, by the way. I just want to put that out there. I am not high. People are going to be like, oh, her eyes are darling. I'm not high. This is freaking, you can ask anyone who knows me. They tell you that my eyes do this, and I'm not high. I don't need to get high to be high. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe today I was just so high up here in the spirit realm, that my energy was too much for people today, and they couldn't handle it. And I don't know. But it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Jayla's laying next to me. I love her. Anyways, well, another video of, and as you can tell, just because you're someone spiritually, it doesn't mean it's always gonna be good days and it's gonna be the more spiritually awakened you become, more emotional, I guess you become. I don't know. I've always been emotional. I've always been sensitive. And I tried and tried and tried again in my life. I've tried shutting it off, but I just can't do that because if I shut it off, then I'm like scared that I'll hurt people. Not physically, emotionally. And then it's not really me as well if I shut my emotions off. But emotions, there's people out there that don't have them, and I don't. How? How do they not have them? God, my eyes are really... It's normal. It's normal, people. Don't worry. Oh, they look like they're looking like they're coming. I don't know. Maybe they still are big. I don't know. Should I get high? So I can numb the emotions right now? No. Because then I'm suppressing them. And I'm trying not to suppress them anymore. I'm trying to feel them. And then let them go. And at first, like the thing that happened today, innocent. The thing that happened today, at first, like, I thought it was funny, and I said that to the staff, too. I'm like, I knew this was coming, because this has been my whole life, like, this happens, I'm too much for people, and I was rolling my eyes when I said it, and I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to shut my mouth. I shouldn't have to not talk about things that excite me, that make me happy, just to make someone else comfortable. I should not have to do that. And this staff, like, I don't agree with that whole situation. She should have spoke to that person and explained, well, maybe you shouldn't eavesdrop on people. Like, teach this person not to eavesdrop, because what happens when you eavesdrop? You know, you might hear something you don't like. Like, that's how the staff got in trouble. Someone was eavesdropping on her conversation with another staff. You know. And so you need to teach this person that you don't eavesdrop. Because when you eavesdrop, that's what happens. When you're being nosy, that's what happens. Like, me and those two girls that were chatting about this stuff, we were having fun. It was exciting. We enjoyed it. Too bad that she was scared and uncomfortable. Too bad. Then leave. Don't listen to our conversation. Like, am I being rude? Am I being rude by saying this stuff? I don't think it's fair at all. And the other staff that I had before, like I said, she said to this person, she said, we all like different types of music, and Jess is an adult, and she can listen to whatever music she wants to listen to. She said that to her. She spoke up. She didn't make me go, hey, Jess, you should probably shut that music off or put a different music on because blah, blah, blah doesn't like your music. And I'm seeing if it was switched and this staff was there, that's something would have happened. But with the other staff, like, that's why I didn't realize how much of an impact she made on me, how comfortable she made me feel at this place. Like, she would notice if I wasn't comfortable, and she'd say something to me, you know, like she knew. And like, I didn't even know her for a year. I didn't even know her for a year, and she made an impact on me like that. It was the first time that someone didn't belittle me because of me being me. It was the first time I was accepted, and I didn't have to stop doing something because it made someone else uncomfortable. Jill knows. Anyways, thanks for listening. If I was being rude, explain to me, please, because if I'm being rude or ego about all this, I need to know. Because then I am not seeing something, and I'm really good at putting myself in other people's shoes and seeing from their perspective. And if I was in that person's shoes, I would just be quiet and I would allow it, because hey, that's what they like, that's who they are, whatever. I'm not going to change them. That's because that's who I am. I accept people as they are. Why can't I be accepted as I am? My whole life I've been not accepted for me. I've had to change things and everything because people can't handle my energy, because they can't accept me for me. I'm either too weird for people, or too much for people, or too loud for people, or too sensitive for people. I'm this and this and this and this. Why can't I be enough? Why can't I be accepted for me? Anyways, thanks for listening, you guys. I love you guys. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. I don't know. I don't think I swore at all. Yeah. Okay. Love you guys. Sending you guys love and healing energy. Bye. Love you. So, I just wanted to come back, and add to the video. So, I had a cry fest. And it was close to a panic attack. I held Jayla. And yeah. So I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. And I was thinking about the whole thing of like being not accepted for me, and why like I've had to struggle that my whole entire freaking life. Like, if you read my book, God Is Preparing Me, you'll see like this poor girl has never been able to be herself. Anyways, so when I was done in the bathroom and I was starting to walk out, I was stuck by the light switch froze, and I had the realization in my head of a trauma incident. And you know how in spirituality, like, if you don't learn the lesson from the first time, it's gonna repeat. So I was sitting on the toilet, and when I was sitting on the toilet, I was asking out loud if I should stop this service, and should I stop another service, and should I stop another person? Because like I said, there's this company and then another company where I see 3 people at that company and 2 for sure, or 3 for sure, 2, I feel like I should stop because the energy doesn't feel the same. So when I was sitting on the toilet peeing, I was asking myself that question out loud, and I heard yes. And then I started getting scared because then I'm gonna have to, like, speak up and say I don't want these services anymore. And that's very scary to speak up and say that. And so I started tearing up and I was like, no, stop it. You're not gonna freaking cry over this. This is stupid. Stop freaking crying over this. And so then I flushed the toilet, washed my hands, and I went to the light switch to shut it off. And as I was about to shut it off, I, like, froze. My hand was, like, ready to switch the light, and I was, like, frozen in time, in, like, a trance. And I was going over stuff in my mind. And I came to the conclusion of, this is my dad and my brother all over. This is the same trauma from them. And so this trauma is coming up. And it feels like every time I try to get rid of this trauma, something happens with someone and it ends up being the same trauma. So I guess I came to the realization that this is the same lesson, trauma, I don't know what you would call it, but it's the same experience, just with a different person and different type of conversation. And so as I was thinking about it and realizing that, I was like, why does this have to keep coming back up? Why do I have to freaking keep fighting this trauma emotion? Like, every time I think it's gone, and then something happens, it's a realization that it's the same freaking situation, just a different person. And the original people of it, I am trying to distance myself with. It's hard when it's family, but I'm distancing myself with it. I'm not contacting the people really. I'm not really, I'm keeping it at bay with it. And obviously the evil is like, you know him. He's like, you're not getting away from this. I'm gonna send you someone else that's just like it. And so when I first moved here, there was a situation, and the situation that came up was exactly like this, where I wasn't being accepted for me, and I wasn't being heard or whatever. But then I got a staff where she, like, was there for me and stood up for me and spoke, like she. And so I just kept, like, staying away from that person that situation happened with, which is what I was told to do. Just stay away from that person. And so I am. Well, you can't run from your emotions. You can't hide. They're gonna come back to haunt you. Trauma always comes back to haunt you. And so, yeah, I had the realization that this is the same trauma that happened from the very beginning. And since I moved here, I've had like 3 situations now where this trauma has popped up. So obviously I'm supposed to face it. And what is facing it? Is facing it like ending the service? Or is that running away again? What qualifies of facing it? Because honestly, it's not something I need to go and speak to those family members about. There's certain ones that know, and we've had a conversation, and 2 of them, I've seen a difference. One of them lately has been but I've seen a difference in both of them, and they're trying. And especially I'm just gonna say it, my mom's trying. Like I've seen a difference in her. She has become more understanding of me and the way I think and stuff. And it's all in my book as well. So like, if my family has read my book, you know, support me, support your sister, but support your daughter. And some of them said, oh, I read your book. There's no freaking way you read my book. And if you read my book, then you probably would have been hurt. Because some of the stuff I said in my book about you. So I didn't run from it, right? Because I wrote it down. It's worldwide. People can read it. Everybody can hear it, you know? So I'm not running from it, right? Or am I running from it? Did I run from it because I wrote it down and didn't talk about it? Or what? I've talked about it with therapists. You know, like I said, my mom is doing way better. My stepdad's doing better as well. But the other 3, 4, I guess, actually. The other 4, I just kind of ignore. Not ignore, but like, I don't know. It's in the past. So you leave it in the past. But it affects me. And this was just a realization that this was a same situation of being forced to bite my tongue, basically. Being forced to not be me. Also being forced to do things that I don't want to do. It's not what I don't want to do. It's just, I struggle with hygiene. And the service, there's a trip that we're going to be going to in August. And I'm still hesitating on wanting to go or whatever, but I had to confirm if I was going to go. But I'm still like, I don't know if I should go. But one of the rules they said is everyone will be showering every single day. My goal with them is showering. So how can you force me to shower every single day when I already struggle to shower at least once a week? Like, so that's me being forced to change like that overnight. And that's the same situation with my family, where they don't understand that you can't just change overnight. You can't just, especially when it's a habit. When it's a habit takes time to get rid of. It's like people that have addictions. You can't get rid of addiction right away overnight. Addiction can take, there's people that can go 20 years and still struggle with the addiction, you know? So, and I didn't realize when they said that it affected me so much until later tonight when I had the realization this is the same as being a child. So, yeah, I just wanted to come back on or not come back on, but the other thing I'm dealing with is a double middle ear infection. It started back in October. But it wasn't as bad, and then it got really bad at the beginning of March. So I've been dealing with it since March. They don't hurt at all. They just freaking itch and need to pop. And the eardrops that they gave me, I had an allergic reaction to. And so, a friend of ours, or I guess it's my sister's friend. My sister's friend is a holistic healer, and she told me to do mullein leaf. And so I've been doing that, and I looked inside this ear, and she looks a lot better. But this one's still really red, which is weird because this one itches like crazy. This one itches, but not like this one. So, and even when I went to the doctors, and they were shocked that they're like, your ears don't hurt. I'm like, no, they don't hurt at all. They just freaking itch. And like inner itch underneath the skin too, like right here. Or they said that's because they're draining. Anyways, sorry, I was going off topic. Another thing I think why I'm so emotional right now too is, one, yes, it affected me because I'm not being accepted for who I am as usual. But two, I think it's also because I haven't been getting my 10 to 15 hours of sleep that I'm supposed to be getting every night. And I already explained why I'm not getting my sleep in the video called Meds Cold Turkey. And so that's affecting me because I've only been getting like anywhere from 4 to 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, and I don't feel like I'm getting good sleep either. And so I saw one of my doctors yesterday. Well, it's Friday now, so I saw them on Wednesday. And the situation with my meds and stuff. And so they're like, well, in the meantime, while we wait for your primary to get back, let's try this med. It's not a controlled substance. So I don't remember the name of it, and so I'm just waiting for the pharmacist to let me know when that med's available. I haven't gotten a text saying it's ready yet. And so it's been probably almost a week here that I haven't had any sleeping meds. And so I think that's why I'm being affected so bad right now. Because I'm tired, but I don't realize I'm tired. Yeah. And before someone goes, oh my god, 10 to 15 hours of sleep, you don't need that. I had a sleep study done, and I do need that for my brain to function correctly. There's 3 different sleep versions. There's the short sleepers, which that's my mom, can function on 4 hours of sleep and still have all his energy. But there's the short sleepers, the average sleepers, which is the normal, you hear about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Excuse me. My med came back up. Woo. I'm glad I didn't chew it. One of the gabapentins came back up. I hate when that happens. It's so gross tasting. Okay, and then the third one is, they're called long sleepers. And actually, Miley Cyrus's mom Tish was talking about it on her podcast with Brandy. Sorry, we're stoned. how she needs 10 hours or plus sleep as well. And I was like, oh my gosh, someone that I've met that actually, not met, I haven't met Tish yet, but you know what I mean. Someone that else has to sleep that long too in order to function. Like, I was like, yes, like, oh my gosh, I haven't met anyone that has to have that amount of sleep. And so it's very hard. Like, I even have doctors that are like, oh, you don't need that much of sleep. And I'm like, no, I had a sleep study. And then I tell them, and they're like, huh? Like, even when my mom went and had a sleep study done, she brought it up to the sleep study people. And they told her the name, and my mom goes, yeah, that's what Jess said it was. Like, I'm not lying here, you guys. I don't lie. We all know this. So, yeah. Totally went off topic, but yeah, so I'm not getting my sleep, and that is affecting me. And then also, I'm just like, I'm stressed as well. Like, just because I'm a disability doesn't mean I don't have stressors. I still freaking have stressors. You know, you don't get a lot of money on disability, so like, you still have struggles for paying for things. And now there's this whole new freaking bill where now I'm gonna have even less money, and so I'm stressing about it. And I'm stressing about student loans, and I'm stressing about this trip, and I'm stressing about if I should stop the service, and it's just, I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I'm having my freaking S thoughts and my SH thoughts. I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm very triggered and not triggered. I'm very overwhelmed, and it just hit me really hard tonight. It hit me really hard tonight how overwhelmed I am, and that I haven't told anyone. I haven't told any of my therapists. I haven't told any of my doctors. I've been playing the I'm fine, everything's good. I guess you could call that fake it till you make it shit. But it wasn't that I was doing it on purpose. It was, I wasn't being honest with myself. That's what it is. I wasn't being honest with myself. And tonight I was honest with myself. And it just hit me, and anyways, I just had to come on at that part at this part because I didn't want to end it as like being like dramatic and rude and egotistic and all of that. I was feeling guilty leaving it, feeling those ways. And so I just had to come on here and just have, I guess, an open mind. Not open, I don't know. I can't function right now. I need to just, I think I need to just, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, this is really the final, I love you guys, and thank you for listening, and yeah, send you guys love and healing energy of love, light, and truth, and, yeah, love you guys, bye.